Hi guys, Dr. Mel, and we're busy with chemical reactions and specifically redox reactions. Now remember, the redox means it is oxidation and reduction. Today we are going to have a look at the oxidation numbers. Now this is a new way of looking which one will oxidize and which substance will reduce. So it's a defined portion of reduction and oxidation, and it's done by numbers. It's a set way of watching the ions change and seeing which one is reduced and which one is oxidized. So in the previous lessons, we said, please remember that oxidation is loss, and remember, we're busy with electron transfer. So electrons are transferred from the oxidation of reaction to the reduction reaction. Reduction is gain. In this specific part of redox, we are going to have a look at rules. There's a few chemists who sat, they did research, and they decided they want to use oxidation numbers. So they allocated a specific number to certain compounds and certain elements and ions. Now let's have a look at the rules. Now unfortunately, you'll have to know these rules, you'll have to memorize them, because it will not be provided to you. But some of them is quite obvious if you have a look at your periodic table and all the knowledge that you have previously acquired. So let's have a look at the rules. The first rule is that every element now gets a number. It is similar to the valency, but not always the valency. So you have previously said hydrogen will be plus. You said oxygen will be 2 minus. You said magnesium will be 2 plus. So we have done that previously, and we are now going to apply those numbers in terms of oxidation numbers. The first rule is that you are going to apply numbers, and you have to know a pure element will always be 0. So what do we mean with a pure element? If we only have iron and we only have hydrogen, it can be 2 atoms, but it's only 1 element. That specific oxidation number will be 0. Right, you'll see where we apply it just now. If it's got a hydrogen, a specific hydrogen, and we wrote it down there just now, it will always have a +1 if it's bond to a non-metal. So if I've got hydrogen on a chloride, I've got hydrochloric acid. In that case, this is a non-metal. That number will be +1. Or in the case of water, I will have H2O. So the oxygen, which we'll learn just now, will be -2. So each of these hydrogens will be a +1. So that's the first rule. Hydrogen will be +1 and oxygen will be -2. Now remember, oxygen is in the 6th group. We already said we've done that, and you've actually used that quite a lot. I applied that same rule here. So I've got hydrogen +1 and I've got oxygen -2. Important, if you've got an exception of a hydrogen being bond to a metal, it will then be -1. So let's say, for instance, I've got hydrogen bond to a metal, which can be, let's say, for instance, magnesium. Now, magnesium is +2, therefore, only in that case, hydrogen will be -1. So there will be 2 of them. So it's an actual fact -2 and a +2. But that's a real exception. In most cases, you'll have to know that hydrogen will be +1. So hydrogen +1, if it's alone, it is 0, and oxygen -2. That's important. Now, where are we going to use it? Well, we're going to get the sum of all the elements. And the neutral molecule will always have a value of 0. Now, let me explain to you what I mean. If I have water, let's take water, H2O. We know the oxygen is going to be -2. I know the hydrogen is going to be, can you remember, +1. How many hydrogens do I have? Well, I've got 2. So there's not enough space here. I've got +2 that side. I've got -2 here. And that will result in a neutral compound. So therefore, a +2 and a -2 gives me 0. So that's where we are going to use it. Let's go to the last rules. The oxidation number of a monoatomic ion is the charge of that monoatomic ion. What do we mean? If you've got magnesium 2+, the magnesium's oxidation number will be +2. If I've got aluminium 3+, the aluminium oxidation number will be +3. So it's only one atom's ion, it's got a charge, and that will be, you see, I can't have a rule. All I know is that if it's a +2 or if it's a +3, the oxidation number will be that. And the group, the second last group is group 17. Do you know the name? The name of group 17 is halogens. And we've used halogens before. We know it's chloride, it is fluoride, it is bromide, and it's iodide. What do we know? It's got a -1 oxidation number. And we almost finished with all the rules. As I said, remember the monoatomic ions. Hydrogen will be +1. And as we said just now, the chlorine will be minus. Therefore, you'll see the rule apply. If I've got hydrochloric acid, this will be -1. The hydrogen will be +1. And you see my total is 0. Now, where do we apply that in terms of oxidation and reduction? The oxidation number of the transition metals will also be the charge that they have according to Stock. Now, we did this in grade 10. So the Stock notation will tell you this has got a charge of 3+. On the other hand, this has got a charge of 2+. They might give you copper 1 or copper 2. What does it mean? Here, copper will have a +1 charge, and here a +2. So whatever the charge is in terms of Stock, that's the ion that you're going to use, and that will be the oxidation number. If it's a polyatomic ion, you've done polyatomic ions in grade 10, it's a combination, and it's the non-metals. Can you see this? It is nitrate, it is sulfate, and it's phosphate. All of these will have a charge, and the oxidation number, the number that it will be exactly the same as the charge that it does have. So that is most of the rules that you are going to apply. You will have to apply this in terms of the reactions. What is, this is a question, the oxidation number of nitrogen? Now, I'm here confronted with HNO3, sulfuric acid. No, sorry, it's nitric acid. NH3, ammonia, and N2. So that's just nitrogen. They're asking me, what's the different oxidation numbers for the nitrogen? So let's have a look. Firstly, I know oxygen -2. How many do you have? I've got 3 times -2. It will be -6. I know that I've got hydrogen, it is only one of them, so that's +1. We also know that the sum has to be 0. So what do I allocate to the nitrogen if I've got a +1 and a -6? I will allocate an oxidation number of +5. So to answer the question, if I've got nitrogen in this nitric acid, the nitrogen will have an oxidation number of +5. Let's go to the next one. I've got +1 as the oxidation number for hydrogen. I've got 3 of them. So it's 1 times 3, so it's +3. I know the sum should be 0. So what should the nitrogen be? -3. So now I've got a new charge or oxidation number for the nitrogen. Can you see there? I had +5 when it was here, but I had a -3 when it was in this configuration. And have a look at this. This is only nitrogen. So what is it? It is 0. So we can also find the oxidation number 0. Let's have a look at this ion. Now remember, this has got a charge. So I have here hydrogen +1, +1. I've got 4 of them, +1. I've got nitrogen here, but I know the charge where here I had it as neutral. This now needs to be a +1 charge. So you see, if I add here a number of -3, I will get a number there that is different to the one here. So -3 +4 will give me +1. Do you see how we did it? So this oxidation number is exactly the same as that one there. Let's practice it again. If the oxidation number increases, now remember what we did just now. We had, for instance, a -3 going to a 0. Let's write that down. I had NO3 minus, and it's now going to increase when it goes to, let me quickly just peep what we did just now. I had NH3, sorry, let's write down. This is, let me take that away. It's NH3. We are going to say NH3 will become N2. Quickly give me the numbers, not that there. +1, +3. Therefore, the nitrogen will be -3. Do you see what the number is when it's N2? Well, it's 0. So it's going from -3 to 0. So it is increasing. Now, when that happens, the process is oxidation. The reaction is oxidation. Let's have a look when it decreases. Let's say, for instance, we had, the nitrogen like that, and it now becomes, let's have a look there, it was minus, what did it become? It became NH4 plus. So I've got here 0, and it's now becoming, it's +1 there. I've got +4 here. I know it has to be +1. So now the nitrogen is -3. Can you see it went from 0 to -3? It's a decrease in oxidation number. Therefore, that is reduction. So you can, with your rules, see if it's a reduction or an oxidation reaction. Again, I've got N there and I've got N there, and you can see in this case, and we've done it just now, if you remember, it was +1, 3 of them +3, this nitrogen was -3. Let's have a look this side. I've got +1 there, I've got 4 of them, +4. I need to see the answer that it's not 0, it's plus 1. So again, this will be minus 3. So if I've got a reaction like that, it's not reduction or oxidation, because can you see it was minus 3 and minus 3. Let's have a look again at minus 2 in the oxygen. I've got 3 of these. I also know that I've got a hydrogen, it's plus 1. We see it has to be neutral, therefore the nitrogen will be plus 5. It becomes 0 here, which is a decrease. Plus 5 to 0. A decrease means it is the reduction reaction. You should be able to identify the oxidation number for anything in the periodic table. Let's have a look at a complex reaction. I've got SO2 with MnO4 giving me Mn2 plus, it's ions, and sulfate. So what's happening here? I've got minus 2 here. Let's write that down. Can you see there? Minus 2 times 2 gives me minus 4. Can you see it's neutral? So the answer should be 0. Let's have a look at the sulfur. Well, then the sulfur must be plus 4. Right. You disregard that 5 in front. What does it become this side? Let's write it down. So I've got O there, an oxygen. It's minus 2. I've got 4 of them, so it's minus 8. I need to see that we've got a minus 2 charge there. A minus 2 charge means it will not be 0, so the sulfur will have to balance out so that I've got a minus charge there. I've got 1 sulfur. If it's a minus 2 answer, it has to be plus 6. Now, let's have a look at the sulfur changing. Can you see it was plus 4 here, and it changed to plus 6 there. The oxidation number is increasing, so it is a oxidation reaction. Have you got that? How can we determine if it's oxidation with the oxidation numbers? Let's go to the other reaction. Here we have permanganate, and it's going to be manganese ions. So I've got the oxygen there. I've got 4 of them. I know that I've got a minus 2 for every oxygen. If I have 4 of them, I'll have minus 8 there. That's bound to a manganese. What do I have to remember? That it's got a minus charge. So the answer needs to be 1 minus. Therefore, the 1 manganese will be plus 7. What's happening on the other side at the product? Well, we've only got that, and it's got a charge of plus 2, so it is plus 2. What changed? Have a look. I had plus 7 going to plus 2, so the oxidation number is decreasing, so we know this is the reduction half reaction. Can you see? We can determine if it's oxidation or reduction, knowing what's changing in the oxidation number. Finally, we've got sodium. It's on its own, so it's got no charge. And it's becoming Na, and can you see here, it's bound to the chlorine. So, can you see there, it's going from sodium 0 to plus 1. You know the oxidation number is increasing, so it is oxidation. What's happening to the chlorides? Well, the chlorine there has got a 0. It's just an element on its own. It's going to Cl minus 1. It is a decrease. So if the oxidation number is decreasing, it is reduction. Now this blends with half reactions that we'll do in the next lesson with tables. But in terms of this lesson, we've got numbers. you've got rules, and you've got to apply them to any situation. You'll have to be able to identify all the oxidation numbers. I usually remember that the sum should be 0. I know hydrogen is +1, oxygen is -2. If it's got a stock notation, it will be exactly that. On the other hand, if you've got a charge, let's say for instance that, it needs not to be 0 but -2, and then you determine, is it an oxidation where you've got an increase in the oxidation number, or is it reduction where you've got a decrease in oxidation number? So oxidation numbers, you actually be able to predict oxidation and reduction knowing what the oxidation number is. Bye.